Welcome to the Zodiac chat line for our full moon in Aquarius show. I'm your host today, and of course, the lovely Cassie is joining me as always. Hey, girl. Hey, how are you?
Oh, happy full moon in Aquarius, almost.
Yeah, I mean, I'm cool. I'm looking forward to it. Um, and as a collective, I think we all should be looking forward to it. I think it's a good full moon to assess a lot. It's about halfway-ish through the year almost. Just
Little low. Well,
just a little over. You know what I mean?
no, I mean, if we're going by the witch year, we haven't
Yeah.
gotten to the halfway point, but
Yeah.
calendar year, yes, we're in a weird time.
Yes. Because time isn't real. But as always, we're gonna run down these planets for you so y'all know what is happening in the sky. So, the sun, of course, is currently in Leo. We have seen all the Leos continue to celebrate and let us know it's their season. We hear you. Y'all even got a special, okay? Full moon in Aquarius will happen on Saturday, August the 9th. Currently, Mercury is retrograde in Leo. It started on July 18th and it will go all the way until August the 11th. Venus is in Cancer and we love Venus in Cancer. Venus is happy and at home ish, but very nurtured in Cancer. Um, Mars is moving into Libra on the 6th of August, and not the strongest placement at all for Mars, but hey, maybe there's some justice we don't know about. Jupiter is still in Cancer, of course, for the next year, and so we have been enjoying that. Saturn is retrograde in Aries. Uranus is having fun in Gemini. Neptune is retrograde in Aries. And Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius all the way until October 13th. So, like we have mentioned before, a lot of these outer planets are causing us to really take the time to think, and then adding Mercury into that. These past couple of weeks have been intense, I think, to say the least, for I think us individually and collectively as we can witness in real time. Um, we want to focus on community and collective for the full moon, especially because Aquarius rules the 11th house. It rules the collective, it rules friendships, it rules groups. And with Pluto in Aquarius, the intensity of transformation that our collective, whatever that looks like to you, is going through. It has been a wild ride, and we are just in the beginning of this transit.
Hmm.
But I encourage you to, with this full moon, look at how you can transform yourself and your community. And it always starts with us, and then it reflects outward, and especially within our community. And I don't think we're always saying it has to be a big change or a big transformation, but something can change. Little things can make large differences, especially when Pluto is involved. It may not be something that you would think would be a big change, but even as much as is speaking out about the the people in Gaza being starved to death. Like that is how you support the collective because nobody should ever go hungry. There's plenty of food to go around. And then with Jupiter and Venus in Cancer, it's really asking us to care and nurture ourselves and those around us. And, we are 5+ years past COVID where everything was about isolation. And it's now time to kind of reflect on that and see how we can find a better balance, maybe using some of that Mars and Libra energy, but a better balance of nurturing ourselves, especially, and nurturing the collective because we're here. We're all here. We're here. This isn't, I mean, yeah, it might be a simulation, but we put in our little 25 cents to play the game.
Yeah, we've collectively agreed upon it. If
Yeah.
if it is like we're here now. Yeah, I mean that's it. That's it's it. you know, um, the moon and Pluto being right together in Aquarius, challenging the sun at home in Leo is really asking us to, I think, clear away the any remaining destructive bits of your ego
Mm.
in favor of making sure we make it out alive. Like,
Well, alive enough because nobody's making that here.
well, that's true. Right, right, right. I guess the human species I meant
Yeah.
makes it
Yes.
into the future.
But something. The planet makes it further than we think.
Right.
And it's interesting to watch ego in real time. And especially when you have to check your own ego. It's easy to see somebody else's ego take front and center stage, but when you really have to check yourself and go, "Oop, wait a minute, that's hold on, slow down, let's reevaluate." Um, guys, just help out. Like we're here for a short time, not a long time. And we all have to make the best of it. Nobody's life is perfect. Everybody has their own concerns. But if you are able to help out somebody, it's it doesn't really cost anything to be kind, it doesn't cost anything to support your community, because you're a part of the community. I think we forget that that's the whole thing is like we are all a part of this, even if you don't feel like your part exists in a large way, or even if you're like, well, my community is over here. Yeah, but of the larger whole, we're all in this on this flaming rock through outer space together. Yes, of course the
Yeah,
Aquarian brings up space, but I'm just saying that's real. Okay, we're on a rock hurling
it's
through
true.
space.
It's true.
um so in honor of some community events
Focus.
focus. I just want to remind everybody that on August 5th, we always want to have a folding chair ready to go and ready to celebrate, because of the Birmingham Brawl. And that's when the community came together and gave a collective ass whooping. Because, if you F around, you find out. So, just remember, it may not really be an official holiday, but it's a holiday. And also shout out to the Texas Democrat leaders. Y'all said we ain't doing this and we out of here. So if you are not aware, the Republican House in Texas decided they wanted to redistrict some lines and redraw some lines to redistrict their areas to increase the redness and the more Republican leaning districts. And one of them, I think, was to eliminate Jasmine Crockett's, who is our Aries outspoken Texas rep, to basically eliminate her entire district. And so all of the Texas Democrats got together and decided to leave the state so that I don't want to say stalled it, but basically they kind of put them at an impasse because they needed a certain amount. You need a certain amount of representatives to vote and to be present, and they couldn't be in the state. So they all have left, and they have other Democrat leaders supporting them. And I think we all should support them because why do you need to redistrict something to give yourself more favor? You already right now you have the presidency and you have the house, and you're really not doing anything but just making more of a mess. So shout out to the Democrats in Texas. We stand with you. And I
I have a couple things. Yes, all of that, 100%. Good for you. Texas, get real. You think only Republicans in Texas are Texans? The Democrats are Texans too. All right. They are not playing around. everyone down there has a gun and is like ready to do some Alamo shit like yesterday. Um, but also, so the I found out I was listening to a news podcast today and found out that part of the like political pressure that these Democrats are under is Governor Abbott called a special legislative session to redistrict and further gerrymander Texas so that they would have five additional red districts. But also, the special session is tied to the flood aid. You know how they just had a flood that killed like 140 people, including a bunch of schoolgirls at camp? Yeah, they won't vote on that. The Republicans won't let that come to a vote till they redistrict. So they're going to make it look like it's the Democrats' fault for not giving flood aid, even though Greg Abbott could just be like, I'm the governor, give flood aid. Nothing matters anymore. You could help people, but instead you're fucking holding the decent people hostage by engaging in this fuckery. And we, as Democrats or whatever, like pretend like we have to play by the rules when they just shit all over our heads and tell us it's raining.
No rules, guys. There's no more rules. There's no more
This
rules.
is no longer a nation of laws.
No, no.
this
We
is
are,
this is
it is,
crazy shit.
it is truly Pluto and Aquarius. We are about to become a totally different nation again. Twice over, I would say, because right now we're a nation that I don't recognize. Even with all of the diversity that actually exists in this nation, even though people are pretending like they're natives and they look like the Europeans, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But everything Cassie said, like, y'all, this is dumb. It really like, it's just
It's stupid. It's the stupidest fucking timeline. The stupidest. This is Back to the Future 2 when Biff becomes mayor and ruins the city. How do we get to the DeLorean? Somebody needs to go back.
we'll leave you with that. And in honor of the community collective, we wanted to highlight some organizations that you can support. Um, However you want to support, volunteer, donate, research, spread the word, all of those things. um, I have two organizations that support children because I feel like we're forgetting about them. And the first one I've mentioned before, but I will mention again because, we support all people here and especially the Alphabet Mafia up in this mug. So we have Kaleidoscope Village, that is a local Atlanta organization that is on a mission to elevate diverse LGBTQ plus youth, educate aspiring allies, and empower all members of our community to learn, lead, connect, and thrive as our true selves. This is led by a woman loving woman couple that I met that's a part of a group that I'm a part of. And I just love seeing the support for the LGBTQ plus community, especially the children, especially because somebody took away the suicide line that was necessary for kids to call. And if you don't know, LGBTQ, trans, all those youth have a higher rate of homelessness, have a higher rate of unaliving themselves, have a higher rate of being disowned by their parent. I mean, there's just so many things, mental issues. There's so many things that can happen with those youth. And so to have that organization support them is amazing, as well as Stand Up for Kids. It's a national nonprofit organization dedicated to ending the cycle of youth homelessness in local communities coast to coast. They serve unaccompanied homeless youth, at-risk youth, and young parents with children of their own up to their 21st birthday. All of them have lived through trauma. Many have survived abuse. Often they are just victims of immense neglect. And again, both of these organizations, like Whitney Houston said, the children are our future. I know that sounds really cliche, but it's true. These are the people, these are the folks we need to be supporting. These children deserve a world to live in where they are able to thrive and not just survive.
Thank you for bringing attention to those ones. That's amazing. Um, So, kind of in a theme of keeping people fed, at least, my first organization slash there's two that are kind of tied together to highlight is Keep Growing Detroit, which is a organization whose mission is to create food sovereignty in Detroit, to make it so that most of the people in Detroit are getting produce from Detroit. And
Mm.
so they do that in a variety of methods. They've supported over 24,000 local gardeners through classes, through grants, through, pairing them with other resources and helping with zoning approval and stuff, the myriad of different things that it takes to turn, you know, uh, a space into a garden that can, grow food. And they are also work with another organization that is really great, the Detroit Black Farmers Land Fund, which started in 2020, um, during the pandemic. And when like I, this has been brought up twice today on our show, but we just haven't grappled with the pandemic. That was really fucked up that we all had to live through that, you guys. Like that was really messed up. And um, I forget that we were all like there were supply chain shortages. You don't think about it every day, but it was like empty grocery store shelves. And um the organizers realized that like in Detroit, I mean, you're fucked. It's really a food desert in the best of times. So it's, Detroit Black Farmers Land Fund has helped purchase over 20 acres of farmland in Detroit to, help the community grow and maintain its own like food chain and food, supply chain. Um, there's like tool sharing exchanges and all kinds of like, I mean, meetups and seed banks and all kinds of stuff. It's amazing. And then the other organization I want to highlight is, kind of coming together as we speak, and it is the Global Samud Flotilla. That's Global SUMUD Flotilla FLOTILLA.org. And I am saying that all now because this is governments and humanitarian organizations who are all getting together and taking ships to Gaza filled with supplies and trying to get people fed. There have been two pretty high profile, like individual flotillas, both intercepted by the Israeli government. The first one had Greta Thunberg on it, and she drew a lot of attention to it. And the second one had Chris Smalls, Amazon organizer and activist here from the United States, on it. That has drawn some attention as well. Um, but the idea is to get so many, ships in that the Israeli government is not able to capture all of them and intercept all of them and redirect all of them. And some of that aid actually makes it to the starving people who are being actively starved because somebody wants to build a nuclear weapon on the moon, which is also a real thing that is happening. Guys. Like a nuclear reactor, sorry, not a weapon, nuclear energy on the moon. But we can't even get a light rail in Detroit.
Here we are, folks. Here we are. We will be putting these organizations in the description box below, so make sure you check them out, support them, look them up again. We are all about research. We are all about educating yourself. If you don't believe us, I'm sure you can find it. With that, we decided to do signs as, because the Aquarius is known as the rebels, signs as rebels. And so um, one, I'm going to do my best to pronounce some of these names, even though my name is one of them names. I'm going to do my best. But we decided to do signs as rebels. I'm pretty sure all of them are women because that's how we rock and roll up here on the Zodiac
No,
chat
I
line.
have two men.
We'll let Cassie slide because, well,
I am
so
married to a man, and I made one man.
it's okay though. He gonna be rocking with the homies. He gonna be a feminist. All right. So signs as rebel. Starting at the top, I have Aries, and I have Wangari Maathai. She is a Kenyan social, environmental, and political activist who founded the Green Belt movement, an environmental non-governmental agents organization focused on planting trees, environmental conservation, and women's rights. In 2004, she became the first African woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh my God. Yes.
Exactly.
Amazing. All right. Okay, well, I'm sorry, Malcolm X, but
Oh,
you kind of pale in comparison a little bit. And, I mean, you're great. That's what I picked for Taurus, Malcolm X. Famous minister, human rights activist, civil rights leader, murdered for being too good at his job, or too good at his calling, I guess, not a job. Yes. So Malcolm X, Taurus, we stand.
we actually do, because that man said some real shit. Gemini. I have Vera Atkins. She was a Romanian-born British intelligence officer who worked in the France section of the Special Operatives Executive from 1941 to 1945 during the Second World War. There was a book written about her by William Stevenson called The Life of Vera Atkins, the greatest female secret agent of the world of World War II. A Gemini, a secret agent. Is this a surprise to anybody? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Not
You
at
know who's
all.
excellent at living a double life, you guys?
She knew what she was doing. Both of her did.
That's amazing. Um, Cancer, the woman who has my heart, my all-time favorite author. She has become my all-time favorite author, Octavia Butler. Um, you know, Black Afrofuturist, just pioneer of Afrofuturism, of sci-fi, of fucking the modern novel. Just an excellent storyteller. I am in book three of her Lilith's Brood trilogy right now. It is wild, and it takes place in a world where a nuclear war fundamentally destroyed, or essentially it's destroyed humanity, and an alien race found like a handful of humans, and things have happened. So it is wild, and she, you know, is so prescient and is like so spot on. I mean, it's very, Cancerian, in touch with some psychic energy, shit, and just an incredible writer. Kindred, fucking Parable of the Sower, like the pick your poison, Wild Seed, so good. Love Octavia Butler.
Should be on everybody's reading list. Okay, well, Leo season. Here we go. The person I have is Fulon Devi. Now, I want y'all to be prepared for this one. She is popularly known as the Bandit Queen. She was an Indian um Dacoit, I think that's how you say it, Dacoit, right,
Sure.
who became
Yeah,
a
seems right.
politician, serving as a member of parliament until her assassination. After being married off at the age of 11 and being sexually abused by various people, she joined a gang of Dacoit, that's with
Mhm.
Dacoits. Her gang robbed higher caste villages and held up trains and vehicles. She punished her rapists and evaded capture by the authorities. Because the Leo
Yes.
Queen said, "This lion is going to fuck you up." I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
amazing. Um, Virgo, I have Eldridge Cleaver, famous
It's another good one.
author and mhm, another Black Panther
It's a
leader.
good one. It's a good one.
Yes,
We can
yeah,
let
yeah.
that slide.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Two men. Well, all right. You've done all right. Two out of however many billion. Yes. An excellent poet and writer. I read him at Wayne State, and shout out, a lot of amazing authors came out of like the Midwest literary scene, Black literary scene in like the 60s and 70s. Just, Audre Lorde and all kind. Anyway, yes. So Eldridge Cleaver, check him out.
Love that. Okay, because whatever happened happened, I'm gonna bring this lovely Libra up again. The one and only Kamala Harris. Okay.
Mm,
Um, Former, just in case y'all forgot, district attorney, attorney general, senator, and 49th vice president, was the first Black and South Asian vice president and first Black and South Asian to run for president of the United States. She now has a book coming out because that girl said, y'all gave me 107 days and I did what I could, but here we are.
mm.
Shout out to her for being a rebel and standing in the face of a lot of hatred, uh, and unnecessarily. I mean, people called her, it's unreal for somebody to be that qualified against somebody completely unqualified, and people still were like, she's incoherent or she's stupid and she's this. Are we looking at the same person? Okay. Scales of justice will balance. Mark my word.
Hmm. Yeah. And I could see a criticism of her like, well, she's not a rebel. She's been in the system and da 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 da. And like, okay, but my thought is her identity in the system is rebellious in and of itself because the system wasn't created to look like her or facilitate people like hers existence.
She was raised by a single parent.
Oh.
Let's just put that out there.
Yeah. I'm here for it. Scorpio Marie Curie, French scientist, French American
No,
girl.
no, I think just French.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Who, um, I did not do my research, you guys. She's a fucking famous scientist. Radium, discovered radium,
yeah,
I believe, right?
yeah. I think she's a
And
scientist and physicist. Yeah,
mhm, badass bitch who
yeah,
was a scientist in the 1800s when like women were getting committed for having thoughts. So fucking good on you.
yes. And we'll always talk about her. Sagittarius. I really hope I pronounce your name right. Abitahaj Muhammad. She is an American fencer, author, entrepreneur, and Olympic medalist. At the 2016 Summer Olympics, she became the first American woman to compete in the Olympics in a hijab, the first American Muslim woman to win an Olympic medal, and the first Black woman to win an Olympic medal in the Sabra event, Sabra fencing. She won
Oh,
bronze in the women's team Sabra event. So, yeah, shout out.
yeah,
Yeah.
right?
Of course, the
Uh,
Sag was fencing.
yeah, that's she on horseback too.
Right.
Um, Capricorn actress, icon, political activist, environmentalist, routinely getting arrested on the Capitol steps for just,
Mm.
being there yelling about something. Jane Fonda. Find you a gal who can do it all. Jane Fonda is just all around badass and still going on talk shows and being like, why aren't we talking about what's happening in Gaza? Like fucking
That lady
right.
said, She ain't you ain't gonna tell a Capricorn to be quiet. They gonna say what they gotta say.
Right.
And Aquarius, I have Lema Jiboe. She is a Liberian. Shout out to Liberia. Hey. Peace activist and Nobel laureate who led a women's movement to end the Second Liberian Civil War.
Damn. All right.
You know how we do.
Yes. Yeah. Just no big deal. Um, and rounding it out, Pisces, we have Kalpana Chawla, the first Indian American asked woman in space, and unfortunately died in a space shuttle Columbia disaster. And that's horrible, but broke barriers and, you know, so there's people are brave, man. That's all I like.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I was about to
Really,
say.
like
Yeah.
to get in a plane or a spaceship, like, and try and fly it, like,
A real
that's
spaceship, y'all, by the way. Go ahead.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so RIP and a shout out to her.
All right. Rounding a couple things out before we get out of here. You know, the chat line is still available 313-416-9541. Shout out to who, Cassie?
Dan the Hairman, who reached out to us on the chat line, our OG first Leo guest that we ever had. It is, in fact, his birthday on our record day. Not the day we drop this, but whatever. And he is currently can be seen doing a cameo on a film called Big Easy Queens, which you can stream on Hulu. And it is a bonkers indie, like campy horror crazy movie. I loved watching it, and he did all the wigs and the costumes, and it's fabulous. And we love him. Thank
Shout
you for
out.
reaching out on the chat line.
The rest of you can do it too. Shout out to Dan the Hair Man. Closing out, we have, of course, I would consider my most beautiful deck in the world, The Whispers of Lord Ganesha by Angela Hartfield. Artwork done by Ekaterina. I don't want to mispronounce the lady name. Golovanova. Either way, pretty, pretty cards. Y'all seen it before, but just in
Mm,
case. Love, 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 love this deck. The cards are really slick and pretty, and each of them have just some words on them, but the artwork is just stunning.
yeah.
Are you ready, girl?
All right. Ready.
Ready? Okay. We like a girl that knows that she's ready. Ooh, we like this. This is a perfect full moon one. Card says to clear your energy. Just want y'all to take a
Mm-hmm.
moment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Clear your energy. It is number 16. That's
Mm-hmm.
a good one for the full moon, guys. Very, very
Mm-hmm.
good one. Especially this one that feels heavier with a lot of the retrogrades and just a lot of intense fire and air energy. Sorry, not really. All right, here we go. Move through your fears. I'm not going to hold that up. Move through your fear. I couldn't do it. I gotta focus. Move through your fears to bring change. Ganesha is clearing the obstacles that have been impeding your progress. Removal of these obstacles will bring a shift in consciousness. With destruction comes creation. Embrace the opportunity to change and move into a positive phase of freedom. You will undergo a major shift, whether it is in your spirituality or your personal life. A key life change is around the corner. It is time to move out of your comfort zone. No doubt you are aware of some of the challenges that lie before you, but keep in mind that some of them may be on the more subtle or subconscious level. Believe in yourself and your ability to overcome obstacles. Whether in your professional or personal life, the right outlook can go a long way in supporting you through challenging times. One of the many daily challenges is clearing unwanted, lower vibration energies from within your physical body, your aura, and your personal environment. How do you cleanse and balance your energy in order to align with your divine purpose? You may choose to balance your chakra energy centers by taking a much needed break or stepping outside for fresh air. Consider taking a sea salt bath and also use incense or white sage or essential oils such as lavender, clove, or basil to clear your home. Regular meditation will provide the stillness needed to ensure you clearly hear messages that are being given to you and will also assist in bringing a greater sense of calm to your life. Remember to call on Ganesha. Ask him to walk alongside you and show you what you would benefit from clearing away.
Oh.
Cha.
Mm-hmm.
When every there is not a time y'all can't be like, oh, that card didn't fit. Lies. I'll put it as close as I can so you guys can see just the crazy detail within this.
Beautiful.
Just so clearing your energy. I loved stepping outside. It is a full moon in an air sign. Stepping outside and getting some fresh air, meditation, calming your mental. Again, great for an air sign full moon. Salt bath. I think baths are always good to cleanse yourself. Using oils to cleanse your home. I think now is a great time to open up some doors, open some windows. I mean, it may be a little hot wherever you live, but try and get some just air going through. If you have air purifiers in your home, highly recommend those. You can put essential oils in that. But this is a perfect card and a great time to just, I like the lower vibrational energies because we know they be lurking everywhere, honey. Uh, so don't let them lower your vibration. You stay where you at. You let them folks
Hmm.
move around, okay? You stay where you at. But yeah, clear your energy, y'all. It's the best thing you can do.
Amen. I'm about to do it right now.
Sister girl, same. So please support all of the community organizations we are going to drop in the description box below. Anything that you've heard, listen to this on repeat if you want to, because we said some good shit. Um, but as always, we thank you for joining us and supporting us. If you want to, again, reach out to us on the chat line. We're there. We will see you in a couple of weeks for our, what are we doing? Virgo? Is Virgo next? Good Lord.
Yeah.
We is moving through. Okay, we is moving through. For our new moon in Virgo in a couple of weeks. But in the meantime, yes, Leos, it's still your season. We know. Plenty of
We
time.
love it too.
Celebrate yourselves. We do have a Leo season special up on the channel. Check it out if you haven't seen it. We had an amazing guest, a Leo sun and Leo moon, lighthearted but very, but very emotional, and we
It
loved
was
it.
a
It was
great
so good.
conversation, y'all.
So
Yeah, check
good.
it out.
So let us know if you want to talk to us because we're here to talk. Cassie girl, I love you as always. Thank you for joining me here and doing this project with me from COVID, from a driveway to COVID to all the way through. We're going to continue to pursue.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
you know, catch it message. You guys have a great rest of your week. Have a great full moon. Put your crystals off if you want to. Pull an oracle card. Highly recommend. Pull an oracle card. If you want to, pull an oracle card, post it, drop it, talk to us about it, send it to us on the chat line. We'd love to see what you guys come up with.
Hmm.
So as always, it's all love. We out of here. Peace.